Today we're going to be learning how to subtract integers. I'm going to teach you two methods. The first method is using that number line. So let's start with subtracting positive numbers. If you did not draw the number line, push pause and draw that first. So if you remember in two videos ago when we were learning how to add integers, when you added a positive, you move to the right. Well, subtraction is the opposite of addition, so we're going to move in the opposite direction. So when you're subtracting a positive, you actually move to the left. Let me give you an example. We all know that this answer is 2. I know you know that 4 minus 2 is 2. If you're using a number line, you start with the first number right here at 4. And we're subtracting a positive number. This does not say negative 2. This says 4 minus positive 2. So because I'm subtracting a positive, I'm moving to the left 2 places. Wherever you land is your answer. Let's try negative 3 minus 4. Start at the first number. We're subtracting a positive number, so I'm going to move to the left 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wherever you land is your answer. Okay, now let me give you some examples of these situations. I start with 4 M&Ms and I take away 2, so I'm left with 2. Or I start with $4 and I take away $2, I'm left with a positive 2. Here's a negative 3. I owe $3 and I minus another 4, or take away another 4, so I owe $7 altogether. I'd like you to try 5 minus 9. Push pause and try that now. So you're going to start at positive 5, and you're going to subtract a positive number, so you're going to go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wherever you land, this is where I landed, that's your answer. Started with $5, but I owe someone $9, so I still need to pay $4. Okay, what happens if we subtract a negative number? When we were subtracting a positive number 2 videos ago, we would move to the left. Because subtraction is the opposite of addition, you now do the opposite and you move to the right. So let's start with 2 minus a negative 3. Okay. You're going to start at the number, the first number, and we're subtracting a negative number. These parentheses just help me stay organized. It's to keep the 2 negatives apart. We're subtracting a negative number, so I'm moving to the right 3 places. 1, 2, 3. I land at 5. This is like saying I have $2 in my wallet, and I spent $3, but I'm taking it back. So I have $2, I spent $3, but I'm taking back that money that was spent. So now I have $5. Negative 4 minus a negative 3. Try that on a number line. Okay, hopefully you tried that on your own. Start at negative 4. And I'm subtracting a negative, so I'm going to move to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. I landed at negative 1. Okay, maybe you spent $4 at one store and you spent $3 at another. Because you're subtracting a negative, it's like taking that second purchase back. So I spent $4, but I'm taking back my other purchase of 3, so I only owe negative 1. Okay, one more. Push pause and try this now. Start at negative 1, and you're subtracting a negative, so you're going to move to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the number line theory works great if you're working with small numbers, but you're not always going to have small numbers, so there is another method. When you're working with this other method, you have to think in terms of there is no such thing as subtracting integers. Okay, because there's no such thing as subtracting integers, you have to turn it into adding integers. There's no method, so turn it into something else. So this is going to be a two-step process. You're going to turn subtracting integers into adding integers. And I have a phrase to do this. The phrase you're going to want to use is keep switch opposite. Okay, and I'll show you what to do with that in a second. But if you're turning your subtracting integers into adding integers, you're going to follow the same rules that we did with adding integers. And that's the same sign sum. Different sign difference. Okay, so I'm going to put 4 problems on here, and we're going to solve those 4 problems together. So 6 minus 10, 6 minus, negative 6 minus 10, negative 6 minus a negative 10, and 6 minus a negative 10. This is all the 4 different types of problems you're going to see. So I mentioned before that there's no such thing as subtracting integers, so I'm going to turn it into adding integers so I can follow this rule. To turn subtraction problems into adding integer problems, you use the phrase keep, switch, opposite. Notice there are 3 words and there are 3 parts of this problem. Keep is assigned to the first number, switch is assigned to the sign, and opposite is assigned to the last number. So keep the first number the way it is, switch subtraction to addition, and take the opposite of the second number. The opposite of a positive is a negative. Once you turn it into adding integers, you follow adding integer rules. Different sign difference means I subtract. The bigger number is negative, so my answer is negative. Okay, this is a subtraction problem, so I follow this phrase, keep the first number, switch subtraction to addition, and take the opposite of the second number. It's always keeping the first number, switching the sign, and taking the opposite of the second number. Now I'm following addition rules, same sign sum. Keep, switch, opposite. Adding integers say different sign difference. Keep the first number, switch to addition, take the opposite of the second number. And then same sign, they're both positive, same sign sum. Okay, I want you to try. 7 minus 5, negative 7 minus 5, negative 7 minus a negative 5, 7 minus a negative 5. Push pause and try those now. Okay, this first problem you actually know how to do. This is a normal subtraction problem. 7 minus 5 is 2, but the rules still work. There is no such thing as subtracting integers, so I turn it into adding integers with keep the first number, switch the sign, take the opposite. Follow adding integer rules, different sign difference. Keep, switch, opposite. Same sign sum. Keep, switch, opposite. Different sign difference. Keep, switch, opposite. Same sign sum. I would like you to show this keep, switch, opposite every time. 15 minus 9, negative 15 minus 9, negative 15 minus a negative 9, 15 minus a negative 9. Push pause and try that now. Again, this ends up being a normal subtraction problem where you don't have to follow the rules, but I'm going to do keep the first number, switch the sign, opposite of the second number. This has different signs, so it's a subtraction problem. Keep, switch, opposite. Following adding integer rules tells me same sign sum. Keep, switch, opposite, different sign difference. Keep, switch, opposite, same sign sum. Okay, so I taught you two different ways. I taught you, well, we talked about three, I guess. I taught you the number line rule. We assigned real life problems to these. And then I taught you the keep, switch, opposite method. The book does teach you another way, or maybe if you talk to your parents, they know another way to do this. I'm fine with whatever method you use as long as you're able to explain how to do it.